I wanted to make this video about death. See, what a lot of people is not aware of is that who we are, well, at least some of us on this planet, who we already are anointed with eternal life. We don't know what death is. See, the reason why that these people that is controlling this dimension and this realm, they get away with what they're getting away with is because they've put fear in us. They put fear of death on us. See, when we die, our soul and our spirit never dies. The body dies. So right now, if I was to die right now, my soul is going to continue to live. It's just going to go into another body and live in a new experience, right? But the body dies because one thing that our creator, our source promised us is that we will never see death. We don't even know what death is, where we come from. But living in this 3D dimensional realm where we are, death is basically a disease. This is why they don't put magic spells on us. All they do is get us to do what they want us to do by putting fear in us full of death. Like right now, if they wanted us to do whatever they wanted or needed us to do, the first thing they're going to do is threaten our lives with, "If you don't do this, you are going to die." And the fact that we don't know what death is, this is why we live around death every single day. We see people die in front of us every single day. But where we come from, we never die. We never grow old. We are youthful and we are young for the rest of our eternal life. We don't know what aging is. This is why you got a lot of beings down here that is willing to go out of their way and sacrifice things just to keep themselves looking young, because we are living in death. See, right now, we had to all die to get here in this dimension. I had to die to get here. You had to die to get here. So right now we are living in death. But just because we are living in death, it doesn't mean that we are death. We just had to die to get in this dimension. But just because we had to die to get in this dimension, it doesn't mean that we are dead. We still have eternal life. Some people, when they die in this dimension, they are going to have a second death, which means that they will never see the day of light again, that they are actually going to die. And most likely, these people that is going to have a second death, most likely these are the NPCs and these are the clones. And these are the ones that live life the way they see fit. And these are the ones that allow the demonic entities to work through them. So they have already accepted their fate, that they are not going to have an everlasting eternal life. So you have some beings down here that was anointed with the gift of life, but they denounced it because they don't know who they are. So the fact that they denounced themselves, they are now going to have a second death along with the others. But this is the reason why that these entities and these demonic entities, they get away with they're getting away with, because they fear us in death. If you don't do this, you're going to die. And then the way that they tell us that they are going to do it. We are afraid of getting our heads cut off. We're afraid of getting shot up. We're afraid of getting stabbed up. We're afraid of getting burnt up because the look of it is scary. But in actuality, we never dies. Only the body dies. And what a lot of people don't know is that our soul, listen to what I'm about to say, our soul can smell death before we can smell it. So when our soul knows that death is near, our soul will flee from the body, because we are anointed with the gift of life. We don't know what death is. So the day that you die, you wasn't really present. Your soul was not present the day that you died, because your soul had already left the body. This is why we don't remember how we died, because we didn't witness it, because our soul did not witness it, right? our spirit stays with the body even though the soul left, because our spirit is what keeps the body alive. So right now, if my soul knows, like the day is September the 3rd, right? If my soul knows that it is about to die on September the 3rd, my soul was going to flee the body. But right now, I'm still talking to you. I'm still with you right now because the spirit is still in the body, but my soul had already left. So then when tomorrow comes, which is September the 4th, and I actually leave and I actually die, my spirit is still in the body because the spirit stays with you to the very end. So if I was to die tomorrow, I wasn't present with that death because my soul had already left, but my spirit stays with me until I take my last breath. When I take my last breath, then the spirit leaves, because the spirit is the spark that keeps the body alive. So this is why a lot of times when we witness death, we see like the spirit leaves the body. The reason why we see the spirit leave the body because that body took its last breath, and now the spirit is ready to leave because the spirit stays with you to the end. But the soul had already left the body. The soul was now in transition and ready to be reborn, whether to be in another body or ready to rest or ready to do what it needs to do. So they are not going to tell us this. This is why you have a lot of people down here that remember, usually the ones that remembers how they died, most likely they witnessed their own death. And the reason why they are back on earth, because most likely they are here for redemption. They are here to get another chance. Maybe they are here to, you have a lot of demons down here that wants to work their way back into heaven. They made a lot of movies about this. You got a lot of demons down here that is down here because of redemption. They actually remembers their death. So they are down here to try to redeem themselves, to try to get into heaven. But they doesn't have eternal life. They have to redeem themselves to prove that they are worthy of having eternal life. A lot of beings down here are anointed with eternal life. This is why you see a lot of people down here, they could be in their 50s and they look like that they're in their 30s. You got a lot of people that's in their 80s and look like they know a bit more than 50. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the beings that was anointed with eternal life. And we were promised that we will never feel or see death, because if you were anointed with eternal life, we don't know what death is. We don't even know what aging is. We don't even know what growing old is. This is why in this dimension, they gave us an age. This is why we do these birthdays. Birthdays is nothing but rituals. They give us an age. The environment that we living in make us grow old, right? And they scare us with death. Everything that makes us who we are, right? We are living in a dimension that is completely opposite of who we are. We are basically living in a karmic world. So if you were born out of royalty, and you were born in rich and royalty, and you were born in gold and silver and diamonds, you are now living in a dimension where you have none of that. So right now, we were anointed with eternal life. We don't know what death is. We don't know what dying is. We don't know what growing old is. But in this dimension, it's the total opposite, where you will grow old, where you will die, where you doesn't have eternal life, where some of us die as soon as we come out the womb, because we are living in a karmic reality and a duality of who we are. So right now, a lot of us, we are blessed. And I don't like to say the word blessed. Erase that word. I don't like to say that. We are anointed with eternal life. We have already drank from the fountain of youth. We don't have to do no rituals. We don't have to do no praying. We don't have to do no sacrificing. We don't have to do nothing. We have already drank from the fountain of youth because we were anointed with the gift of life. The fact that you were anointed with the gift of life, the fountain of youth is already in your spirit. It's already in your soul. You don't need to do nothing but just live. This is why people are dying just to be just like you.